Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Florida. And first let me tell you that the winner of last week's viewer's favorite question was Digestive System of the Soul from Afterfove. Good job, Afterfove. It was a very interesting question. And Afterfove always comes up with interesting questions, but so do all of our questionnaires. And I want to thank everyone for their questions, and today we begin our new week with a question from Reverend Vivian. And Reverend Vivian has this question. Reverend Vivian tells us that she's often been told that a person should not do magic when they're not physically feeling well. However, Reverend Vivian observes that if one has a chronic illness, this might mean that one could never do magic or meditation because one might never feel their best. And she would like to know my take on this. She would also like to know if there is a link between magical ability and physical vitality, and if so, what could a person who has a chronic illness do to increase their magical ability? And my answer to this is that certainly when you feel great and everything is at an ideal place, magic is going to work wonderfully. But the problem is when circumstances are ideal and you feel great, what do you need magic for? Magic is what we use to get to that place, and if we could only do it when we're in that place, it wouldn't be very much good to us at all, now would it? I am a great believer in the idea that magic must be done when it's needed. If you can't use it when it's needed, it really isn't much use at all. So my basic answer to this would be that whether you feel well or not should not stop you from doing magic. However, as with anything else in life, if you're not feeling well, it is going to be harder. It will be harder to focus, it will be harder to raise the energy, and generally speaking, well, you're going to have to work harder at it. But this is also true for anything else you would be doing when you're not feeling well. So yes, in that sense, there is a connection between physical vitality and magical ability, but it's only a limitation if you allow it to be. And as with anything else, you can push through it and compensate for it. So if you have, for example, a chronic illness where you never really feel well, well, again, you may have to work a little harder. You should focus perhaps a little bit more on those exercises that build up those psychic abilities. You should look for things that will help you to focus, help you to concentrate, help you to raise energy. And it may be a little bit harder because you're not feeling well. But if you push through it, you certainly can do it. And, I'm a great believer in the idea that you should let nothing hold you back. Because if you let anything hold you back, it will, and anything can. But if you don't let it hold you back, in most cases you can in fact go ahead and do what you need to do. Sometimes you have to do it differently, but you can in fact, I think, almost always find the way if you're committed to finding it. So, if you find yourself not feeling well, but need to do magic, by all means do it, but do realize that it may be a little harder because you may have to push through that physical pain or miasma that you're suffering from in order to focus that energy. But if you try, I think you'll find you can. And I'm a great believer in the saying that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're going to find you're right. And I would take that as the motto for this situation. So by all means, do not feel that magic can only be done under ideal circumstances, but do realize that sometimes you will have to compensate when circumstances are not ideal. So those would be my thoughts on that. I hope you find them helpful, and until next time, may you blessed be. Pray for peace. Pray for love. Pray for stability. Pray for the nation where you live. Pray for the world. The Tarot of Hecate. My 100-card tarot deck, 30 years in the making, finally available to you from witchschoolstore.com. Check out a copy today.